Hey everyone, before we begin our video lecture, I just wanted to review the expectations for your online notebook and make sure that you are ready and set to take quality notes during this video lecture. The first thing to check out is making sure that your table of contents are set. You should have Lesson 2.1 Importance of the Atmosphere titled in the first section. Underneath that, you should have slide numbers, which we will not be able to complete until the end of the lecture. If you go to slide 3, you should have slide 3 prepared with, at the top, it saying 2.1 Importance of the Atmosphere. In the box beneath that, this is where you will type all your notes from today's video lecture. If at any time during the video you need another slide because you need more room for notes, please use the plus logo up in the top left-hand corner. If you click on the drop-down arrow, you will be able to select the exact slide that you need in order to continue your notes. You would like to click the title and body slide. You will then have to title your slide again, 2.1 Importance of the Atmosphere. And you will then be able to continue your notes. And I would always recommend using bullets in note-taking online. With that out of the way, let's begin our video lecture on the importance of the atmosphere. So let's start off by answering the question, why is the atmosphere important? Earth's atmosphere is perfect to the point where it allows life to exist. If it had a different makeup with the types of gases, particularly more carbon dioxide in our atmosphere, we could end up on a hot planet like Venus with a surface temperature, I think, of upwards of like 700 degrees Fahrenheit. If we didn't have enough gases in our atmosphere, we could end up on a dry and barren planet like Mars. So Earth was the planet that just had this perfect mix of atmosphere to allow for life to exist. The atmosphere protects Earth from harmful radiation that is spit out by the sun, particularly ultraviolet radiation. Our atmosphere contains important elements and gases that humans and plants and animals use on a regular basis. Plants use carbon dioxide for photosynthesis and spit out oxygen, and animals use oxygen for respiration and spit out carbon dioxide as a waste product. Earth's atmosphere also keeps the temperature on Earth's surface relatively consistent. So for example, if we didn't have an atmosphere, during the days would be extremely hot, but nighttime would be extremely cold because there's nothing keeping the heat close to Earth's surface. And the final thing that the Earth's atmosphere does is it keeps water from escaping into space. Water is trapped in our atmosphere, which is very useful because water is very important to life. So what is an atmosphere? An atmosphere is generally defined as a mixture of gases that surround a planet. The gases that surround our planet are nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and trace other gases that we will get to later. Let's go back to the protection from harmful rays point of why our atmosphere is important. Gases that make up Earth's atmosphere either reflect or absorb most of the sun's rays and energy. If they did not, then the surface of the Earth would become much hotter and the water would boil away. The heavy lifting is done by the ozone layer, which absorbs most of the sun's ultraviolet radiation. If ultraviolet radiation is left to get through and plants and animals are exposed to too much, ultraviolet radiation is known to damage DNA and prevent life from possibly existing. Now let's talk about the Earth's regulation of temperature. Like I said before, the atmosphere keeps Earth's temperature in a range that can support life. It doesn't get too hot and it doesn't get too cold. Kind of like that one nursery story from when we were kids with the bears and the porridge. I can't remember specifically what that was. But it's not too hot and not too cold. Goldilocks, that's what it was, Goldilocks. It keeps the sun's heat out during the day, and it prevents the earth from getting too warm during the day. And it traps the heat that has gotten through close to Earth's surface during the night to prevent from drastic temperature changes between night and day. The other thing that the atmosphere does is it keeps water in the Earth's close to Earth's surface. The atmosphere is what allows the water cycle to take place, and it keeps water from escaping into space. The whole reason we have weather is because of the atmosphere. The atmosphere is the reason why the water cycle takes place, why we have precipitation, why evaporation doesn't leave the earth and go into outer space, as well as it is a reason why clouds form. So that is the end of our first video lecture. I hope that you took notes and paused where you needed. If you need to rewatch this video, please feel free. Your next steps after watching this video are to read the Importance of the Atmosphere article that is found on Canvas. The second thing you will need to do is to answer the following discussion question on Canvas. Why do you think it is important to study Earth's atmosphere? That is your homework. Once you type that up, your answer, then the last thing you need to do is have a great rest of your day.